All right, world is waking up. World is waking up. You know, and as an empath, you have a lot of eyes on you, and it's really it's lonely out here for the people that once had your energy. Your presence had a lot of weight. It held a lot of weight. Sometimes it was taken for granted because a lot of people that you helped, supported, and gave so much good energy to, uh, they didn't know how to give you that same energy in return. See, as an empath, you carry very powerful energy. You don't even realize how powerful it is. And a lot of people for a long time thrived off of your energy. They were lifted, they were moved. You literally like generated so much energy in people's lives. They slept better, were happier, had better energy, created better relationships. They were able to manifest things just because you were there, just because you were present. No, for a long time, you kind of think that your energy and your presence is being appreciated, but the empath wakes up and realizes that you're really not getting your just due in return. You have people in your life that you help, gave emotional support to, you cared about them, you loved them, you took care of them, you helped solve people's problems. But after a while, you start thinking about it and you really realize that you're really not getting much in return for all this energy that you're giving out. And for the narcissistic, manipulative type of person, they would like for you to believe that you're not doing much or you're not doing anything at all. But behind the scenes, they know themselves that they wouldn't be able to function without your energy. That's why when you remove access to a lot of people, they try to figure out where you at. They're reaching out to you. They're looking for you. If they can't text you, they're gonna go through social media. If they can't contact you through social media, they're going to your email. They're finding your email. It's amazing that people will find your email. Like I didn't even know you had my email address, but they'll go through all type of different paths and loopholes just to get in contact with you because you were the source. You were the supply. You gave a lot of people so much of what they needed. And they didn't realize how valuable it was until you were gone. Until your presence, until your absence was felt, nobody really realized how valuable you were. And you really didn't get the credit that you deserved, right? The awakening is very spiritual. The awakening is you finally seeing people and life for what it is. And you realize you were being drained. Yeah, a lot of us, a lot of the empathetic people in the world, you are being drained. You are being extracted from. You were the source. You were a light. It's just like how in ancient Egypt, it's just like how in ancient Egypt, a lot of the ancestors, they used to worship the sun. Every time the sun would come out, it will be a celebration because they realize all the source of life, the vegetation in the world, the energy that they got, the warmth that they felt. A lot of the reasons why like fruit and vegetables were able to grow out the ground is because of the sun. Their whole life was revolved around the sun. That's you. Shout out to legs and what? Legs, legs and what? Legs and the wheel, man. Okay, what's up, man? Hit the like button. So a lot of these narcissistic type of people, or people in general that took you for granted, you're like the sun to them. You're a big beam of light. You're a big source of energy. And they realize with your absence, it's dark, it's cold. They don't know what to do. They don't have the same energy. Life just isn't the same when you're not there. But you have to remove yourself out of self-respect. I'm going to keep talking about it. When you understand your value, you know not to discharge or discount yourself anymore. A lot of you might have discounted yourself. You discounted yourself. You didn't really require what you should have gotten in your relationships. And a lot of people took advantage of that, right? You didn't really get what you deserved. You didn't really set the tone the way you should have. You didn't get what you should have gotten in these relationships. And these narcissistic, manipulative type of people, they took advantage of that, man. As an empath, you can be very kind, very caring, like it's a nurturing energy that you have. And a lot of people felt so warm when you were in their life. They felt supported, uplifted. You gave, it's people out here that are really messed up. They come from like bad backgrounds. And because you were in their life, you represented that caring and loving person that they wish they always had. They wish they had somebody like you growing up. They wish they had a parent like you. They wish they had siblings like you. They wish they had a lover like you. You know what I'm saying? But they took it for granted. They thought you were always gonna be there, man. Shout out to the fall soldier from Turkey. Shout out to Turkey, man. And shout out to Elena K. Rum. What's up? Where are you from? Shout out to Turkey. Yeah, you did a lot for people, man. And I've been waking up to this myself. And you know it's real when you come to a realization that you gotta stop. Eventually you learn you have to stop doing it to yourself. You have to stop showing up for people who don't show up for you. You gotta stop caring so much about people that don't even check up on you. You got to stop giving to people when you're not receiving anything. And for a long time, it might have confused your mind because these people that you had these dynamics with, these relationships with, a lot of them were your family, some even your friends, people that you were really close to. But you realize after a while of being drained, maybe for a while you couldn't realize what it was, and you took a step back and you realize the individuals that you were around were draining you. And you woke up, you saw everybody for who they were. You saw that you weren't getting anything in return. You saw that you did so much for so many people, but you have your needs, things that you need help with, but you're not getting anything. That's crazy. And a lot of people took advantage of your kindness, your caring spirit, um, your grace. You will forgive people that you should have been cut off. I'm gonna tell you something about a lot of your past relationships. You should have cut a lot of people off a long time ago. A long time ago, you should have cut a lot of people off, man. Uh, just because they weren't giving you anything in return. They weren't supporting you. They weren't pouring into you. They weren't helping you. And the same energy that you gave, you never got it quite like how you gave it. You never really quite got the energy that you always gave to others. And you say to yourself one day, it's like, I keep showing up for other people. I keep looking out for other people. I'm helping, I'm supportive. You were the one, the supportive one, the encouraging one, the one that, sometimes people can go to help solve their problems. And for a period of time, this flattered you. This made you feel important. You being the problem solver in other people's lives made you feel important. It made you feel like, damn, I'm doing something. I'm helping people. I'm valuable. But no, when you really wake up and you really see things and people as they are, you realize you are being extracted from, you are being exploited. Your care, your problem solving, your emotional support, it was all just being exploited, right? And when you have your load of problems, who's there for you? I'll wait. I'll wait. When you really had your list of problems, who were there for you? You barely had anyone, right? You barely had anyone. So you say to yourself, I have to stop being a one. I can't tolerate this anymore. And a lot of times it's hard to do because you have all these questions that come up in your head. Oh, what are they going to say? Are they going to think I'm being disloyal? Are they going to think I'm being fake? After a while, when you really wake up, when you awaken spiritually and you really stop caring about what people think, you understand the opinions of people are like air. It's like the wind, right? You can't live your life depending on what other people think. And you really started moving from within yourself. You start living inside of yourself and dealing with people based off of what you're getting, what you're receiving, how you're being treated. You say, you know what? I don't care if they say I'm fake. I don't care if they try to say I'm disloyal because I've showed up so much, but I feel like there's no loyalty towards me. I feel like there's no one pouring into me. I feel drained. And I feel like all my efforts, even though they're really good and helpful to other people, I feel like it's being taken for granted. Because if they really appreciated it, they would make sure to reciprocate the energy. And a lot of times you don't get that, you know? You know how many times at night you showed up and people called you crying and fixed their problems? People called you late at night and, you know, asking you about this and talking to you about their relationship, talking to you about their parents, talking to you even about self-deletion. And you always did, you know what I'm saying? You called, you picked up the phone, you listened, you were caring, you were understanding, you was loving, and you did your best to prevent people from taking that route, from going down that path. But it seems like when you have a load of problems, you're alone. And the empath is a really strong person. That's why your energy is so magnetic. That's why that's why a lot of people come to you because they realize that you have a very strong presence. You have a lot of good energy, and your energy is actually a resource. Your energy makes people feel like they can come to you. It pulls people in, and it's because of your energy alone that you've been able to overcome the very storms in your own personal life. You've been able to overcome storms that people, if you told people what you went through, they wouldn't believe you because you don't really look like what you've been through. You don't really carry bitterness, anger, You don't get, your face isn't aged, right? You're not you're not stressed, you're not angry, you're not bitter. So you really look like you really haven't had a lot of problems, but you actually go through a lot. You go through more than most people can imagine. But yet you still go out of your way to help other people. You still go out of your way sometimes to fix other people's problems. But you overextended yourself. I remember Cameron, he was on his show. He said, yo, this year I'm not going above. He said there's 3 places I'm not going. He said above, beyond, and something else he said. But that's been you for a long time. You've gone above and beyond to help, to lift, encourage, support other people. When you sit to yourself, you feel alone. Who's there to help you? Who's there to support you? Where does the emotional support come into play for you? And when you realize you never had anyone that you can go to, like people can come to you, you see the world for what it is. You see people for what it is. And you cut them off because you're done. You're sick and tired of the games. You're sick and tired of being used. You're sick and tired of being extracted from. You just say, I don't care anymore, man. You just become done. The same energy the empath gave to everyone else, they finally taking that in for themselves. And your energy is going higher now more than ever before. You're vibrating high now more than ever before because you're able, that energy is able to go up. It's able to elevate within yourself instead of other people harvesting that energy. Shout out to Justin 2026 said that denim jacket is working on you, looks good. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Hit the like button. Yeti Bop said Wisconsin, USA. Shout out to Wisconsin, man. Shaheem, let me see. Shaheem said, I did planks for 10 minutes for 1 year, and now I have rock solid abs. I have an 8-pack, and I am 8. Shout out to Shaheem. Yeah, those planks are tough. Shout out to you. Lady with the 6-pack. Go ahead. Everybody needs some abs. Everybody, it's like there's a big shift in the energy in the world. It's a really big shift going on right now. And people are getting their energy back. The empath, you know, if you're a very caring person, loving person, you actually normal. You're actually a very normal person. You know how to feel. You're human. You have emotions. And you're actually considerate of how other people think and feel. Like you actually consider the feelings and emotions of other people. Right? And this is normal. But the narcissistic, manipulative type of person, they're not normal. They're completely inconsiderate. And they just see people as objects, tools. Either you're in the way or you're helping them. And if you're not helping them, you're in the way. Right? And for a long time, these type of individuals in the world that we live in, historically and currently, they will harvest empathetic people's energy. They will soak up the emotion, the spirit, the love, the care, the generosity, the help, the emotional support, the spiritual energy of people that were more empathetic. because they didn't have that within themselves. And they use your energy, they harvested it to start creating momentum in their own lives. You know, there's people in this world that, believe it or not, study spirituality. They study energy, metaphysics, quantum physics, how to harvest energy, how to come into somebody's life like a vampire and suck the life out of them, suck the spirit out of them. I used to see this stuff in movies all the time, almost like vampire movies. There's some movies where after a vampire, somebody, after they deleted someone, they will open their mouth and they'll have their mouth over there, so like, and they will like, you could see like energy coming from that person's body and they're soaking it up. This stuff in these movies just doesn't come from anywhere. It's real. That's why they have it in the movie, because they understand that it's real. And that was you, drained and depleted, but yet energy is being taken from you. And they got a lot of empowerment from that. They got a lot of motion, a lot of momentum in their life, all for you, all for your presence. The empath is putting themselves first, taking in the spotlight. The empath is very selfish, is done with the world that we live in. Good people in general are done, and there's no more source. It's really good times that we live in, and also really dangerous times we live in. Good for you, the empath, but very dangerous for people that relied on your energy. Because of the world we live in, it's like everybody's getting on a type of time. It's like as an empath, you learn from the people that extracted from you, that drained you. You learn from them. Damn, they were selfish as hell. They didn't care about nobody but themselves. And they was able to do this and get ahead. And as an empath, sometimes you feel like you're kind of behind, because the same energy and emotional support and resources that you kind of shared with some people to help them, in return, it's like you didn't really get anything. Some of y'all learn. You say, you know what? I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm keeping all my energy to myself. You're being selfish as hell, and you're no longer giving to people, because when you gave and gave and gave, that energy was never reciprocated to you. The resources were never reciprocated. The emotional support, right? And you need that too. A lot of people think that just because you give something, you don't need it. They think because somebody shows up caring and kind, that they shouldn't be cared for too, or catered to, right? A lot of people assume that because a happy person shows up in a room and gives positive energy, that they assume that that person is perfect, and they don't need anyone to come in their corner and ask them, hey, how's everything going? Are you good? You need to be checked on too. But after a while of not being checked on, you say, you know what? I don't give a damn no more. I really don't care. I can care less. Um, And a lot of empaths been y'all been cutting people off, but the people that you cut off, they're watching you, they're studying you, and because what you have done is you have shifted your energy to now. Before you were giving it out to people, now you're shifting, and it's like you're harvesting your own energy, and you're soaking up that energy for yourself, and it's building your mental health, it's building your spirit, right? It's building your emotional state. So now you're making, a lot of y'all making so much damn progress in your life right now, like it's like crazy, like crazy. You're moving so fast. You're building. You're looking happier than ever before. You're feeling more fulfilled than ever before. Your tank is full. Before your tank kind of went down, your tank was on E or it was on a quarter. You're lucky if it was at a half. You couldn't realize what was going on. That's because there were nobody pouring into you like you did for others. Now that you're keeping that energy for yourself, everything in your life is shifted. Because instead of your energy going outward, you're keeping your energy and it's going inward. And now you're going up. Right? You focused on your body, your health, your finances. You're manifesting faster now more than ever before. A lot of y'all shining, looking good, winning, being really, really successful. Um, Somebody said, gotta switch the phone. What do you mean? Yeti Bops. Yeah. Life is shifting for the empath right now. So much life, so much is shifting for you, so much is changing for you. I need to get mobile. Who is this? I needed to get mobile. Oh, I don't know what y'all talking about. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. So, doesn't it feel good though, y'all? It feels good, right? To keep your energy to yourself. No longer being the emotional, supportive one. You were the one. For a long time, you were the one. The supportive one, the caring one, the loving one. You showed up for people. You were very emotionally supportive, morally supportive. And your energy holds so much weight and you was able to give so much life to people. Without you even realizing it. You don't even realize, a lot of times, like when you have something for a long time, you don't realize how valuable it is. Sounds kind of stupid, but you've been with yourself for your whole life. So you don't even realize how impactful you are when you walk into to spaces. A lot of y'all get complimented on your energy. You're able to generate and create a lot of great relationships because your encounters with people are very positive because you walk with light. You walk with positive energy. And people can feel it. Even animals, cats, dogs can feel it to where they stop and stare at you because they know that this is something about your energy that resonates with them. So it makes them want to come up to you. You don't realize how much power you have in your spirit because you have yet to experience yourself, right? Like you're not another person experiencing you. You're with yourself every day. So you don't realize how powerful your shit is until you look at your phone. A lot of y'all looking at your phone, you're looking at your social media accounts, and you're trying to figure out why so many of people of your past, why so many people from your past friends, past lovers, why are people watching you? Why are people reaching back out? And why is everything moving so fast for me right now? A lot of things are moving super fast for you. Finances, relationships, like so many things are shifting for you. That's because the empath is done. You stop caring and you've released the people that you gave to, that you helped, supportive. You released them people. You got tired. You got finished. You got those people out of your life, and now it's like you're finally able to breathe. You're sleeping better. Your energy feels lighter because you took your energy away from people that really took you for granted. And some of these people, it's really sick how they move. A lot of the people in your past, believe it or not, they knew how valuable you were. They know how much you gave. They know they deserve or you deserve to get someone giving to you, caring about you, checking up on you. But they didn't care at the time. The only thing they were concerned with is that you're going to keep showing up and giving for them or giving to them. But they never really considered what you needed. So the Empaths Awakening, yeah, it's spiritual, but it's a reality shift. It's a shift mentally of living in reality and seeing life and people for what it is and realizing this is stupid. And any self-respecting person will stop doing something that's stupid. Why are you supporting people that don't support you? Why are you clapping for people that barely acknowledge you? Why are you answering a phone call at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock at night to deal with the emotional stresses and problems of other people? But when you need that energy, you can't call a soul, and even when you call, they don't pick up the phone. Why are you doing that to yourself? That's not self-respect. That's not self-love. That's definitely not self-care. And that is spiritual leakage. You're leaking energy. You're leaking your soul. Let me tell you something. When you pick up the phone 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to talk to somebody about their problems and help them, you're like a lifesaver. You EMT. That's what they do. They go around, right? All crazy hours, going and saving people that have heart attacks, all type of health episodes. So that's you on a spiritual level. This is real, folks. This is real. You are a spiritual EMT. For a long time, you were this emergency person that you don't even realize. People can come to you to fix all type of problems, and you there, and you're like, when you talk to them, you can feel what they're going through. That's why you're able to be so empathetic, because you have the ability to tap into others' emotions and feel what they feel and be caring towards that. Be supportive towards them. You could be in a room and soak up all the emotions and feelings of people in the room and pick up on if people are feeling low, down, or positive and up, and you'll have the right words. It's a gift. You literally have the right words to speak life into people to help them overcome the issues and problems that they're dealing with. But what happens is, after a while of you doing this and you going through your own phases in life, you look at yourself and you say, man, for a long time, I've been doing this for other people. For a long time, it's cool. I don't mind helping people, but damn, like, where's that same energy in my life? When you're going through your trials, where's that energy? Who's the person that you can call on? And it's taxing on your spirit and your emotions, because it's like you're releasing a lot of energy, but there's no replenishment. How do you replenish that? Well, at least the person that you're giving to can replenish that, right? Crazy world we live in, man. Um, Yoko underscore Uno. Shout out to you. She said, right, I'm not pouring anymore. Seeing is believing. I tell you, listen to spirit. No, no more, no more. Right. I so need this. I have nobody but God. Yeah. I'm gonna elaborate on your point. That's a fact. Eveline, Yanni, shout out to you. Optical X-ray. What's up? Optical, what's up? Yeah, Yoko, yeah, when you realize, but see, I realized something that's so powerful, right? That's all you need. God is bigger and better than all the people that ever betrayed you. He's bigger and better than everyone that ever overlooked you, mistreated you, didn't pour back into you, didn't show up for you the way you showed up for them. God better than all of them. See, when you put people in a place, you no longer get affected by what they did or what they didn't do for you. It's a hierarchy you got to have in your life. Everything else has a hierarchy, right? At your job, work, right? In nature, even in numbers, there's always a hierarchy, right? When you put God on top of everything, everybody, it checks everyone. These people ain't that deep and you don't need them. They're not that deep. They're really small in the grand scheme of things. And the reason why a lot of these situations didn't work and the reason why you're waking up so much now is because you have greater things in store for you. You have way better relationships, man. You have way better situations approaching to you and coming into your life right now. And God is taking care of everything, right? As long as you're moving, as long as you're doing the work and believing in yourself and getting up every day, you have motion, and God, you have a spiritual team around you that's blocking negative energy and that's creating positive energy for you to help you attract and generate everything that you need. But God is bigger than all these people, man. Um, it's people that I was close to that, a lot of times you'll think more of people than you should. But after you sit back and you start looking at people through your third eye, you start like picking up on energy. You realize a lot of the people that you were friends with for a long time, you just should have said hi and bye to them. You put too much energy into the wrong people, and your discernment was off because you couldn't see. You wanted to believe in the best of people. You wanted to believe that people were good. You wanted to believe that you can trust people. You wanted to believe that you can pour into somebody and they'll appreciate it and they'll reciprocate the energy. And you can have a strong, solid, loving relationship, whether that's a brotherhood, a sisterhood, right? Lovers, right? And it's like, as an empath, you're like you're an optimist. You believe in the betterment or in the best of people. But the life wakes you up and people show you exactly who they are and what they think and how they move. And you start to see. That's why I say this awakening that's happening in the world right now, where people are done and just don't care. They don't care to show up. They don't care to be supportive. They don't care to be empathetic. They don't care to be caring. And they don't give a damn about helping nobody. It's like the empath is turned cold, but you haven't turned cold. You turn into yourself. You're empowered. You got two eyes and you can see. You're even seeing with your third eye. You're putting things into perspective and you're putting people in a place because God is in the right place. And when God is when God is in your life and is the number one person outside of yourself that you refer to, everybody else gets small. They get real small. Right? A lot of times you realize, a lot of times you might stress over these relationships, but these people ain't worth no stress. They're not worth headspace. And you didn't waste time with them, you learned. And a lot of these bad experiences that you had in these past relationships, situations in your life, work, ventures, etc., it was all preparation. How can you get what you want without being prepared for it? It wouldn't make any sense. You got to go through preparation. You have to go through learning phases. You have to see the mistakes that you made and pour it into people that didn't deserve that type of energy from you. It just puts things into perspective, and you learn moving forward what not to do, what never to tolerate again, what you have to assert, healthy boundaries, and really using your discernment and seeing everybody for who they are. It's preparation. It's almost like the kid in, like, I remember when I first got into college, I took a, what was it, an English prep class. And this school was a really good school in terms of English or literature. And almost there's so many people that failed the first test. You have to pass the test in order to be officially enrolled into the college or into the literature program. And you take your sheet and you got to look over it again. You got to look over the mistakes that you made, the grammatical errors, right? Where you weren't as accurate as you should have been. And it just helps you to tighten everything up. And then next time you turn around, you pass that joint with flying colors. I remember I failed my first I failed my first driving test, I think. All the bad past relationships, y'all know what I'm saying. The bad past relationships, they just prepared you for the best relationships you're ever gonna have. And they're gonna be more balanced now than ever before because you really don't give a shit. As an empath, you really don't care. You don't care about how other people feel. You're not trying to please nobody. You're not trying to comfort anyone. You understand how people work. You're waking up. And nobody could no longer extract from you and not give anything to you. Now you're acquiring things up front. You're not graceful. You're not forgiving. You're not lenient anymore. Because life has taught you you're going to suffer the consequences for being lenient. See, it's different when you feel the consequences of certain things, when you look back at past relationships and things that you should have said or people that you should have pulled away from earlier, and then you could feel like the resentment within yourself, like, damn, I wish I wasn't around that person or that group. Damn, I wish I'd have separated from my family earlier if you have toxic family. And you can actually feel the pain. You can feel the weight of your empathy being overworked and extracted from you and even working against you because you were too empathetic. And a lot of these people took your empathy for weakness, man. As an empath, your empathy a lot of times is seen as a weakness. And that's why a lot of people are so confused on why you cut them off because they thought you were always going to be that way. They never thought they'll see the day or they'll come across the time when you finally put yourself first and you stop giving to people who never really intended on giving you anything in return. She said, Yoko said, yeah, showing up for myself every day and God sent the unknown for support. Eveline said, it's hard when it's your family. Hell yeah, it's hard when it's your family. Your family be the main ones that do it to you. When you're an empath, you can be scapegoated because a lot of times, or pushed to the side, I would say, more specifically, a lot of times your family knows you can see through their BS. But at the same time, just like anybody else out on the street, your family can use your empathy against you. Especially they can manipulate that term family to get you to show up for them in a way that they never really intended on showing up for you in return. A lot of your family members know who you are. They study you. Yeah, I mean, you were right there around them all the time, so they know who you are. So they would a lot of them, they would manipulate your empathy, use it against you to get what they wanted. And it's all justified because hey, we still family. We fam, you know what I'm saying? We family, we're blood. So you're supposed to let it slide and slide and slip and slide. Anybody got time to be sliding? Those are the main people that you have to set boundaries with in terms of family. Because if you're struggling to set boundaries with your own family, how can you set boundaries with people out here in the world? It's like you have to master um, relationship skills, and you have to awaken to everything you need to awaken to with your own family before you can create it with anybody else in the world. But I say this though, when you finally separate from the people that's draining you, even when it's your family, well, what happens is you'll find that a lot of people that you'll meet out in the real world will treat you like 10 to 20 times better as your family did. You know, it's crazy. It's unfortunate. It's sad. And that's what makes you stop caring. Like, what is this world? What kind of world we living in to where strangers will treat you so much better? They'll care for you. They'll look out for you. They'll help you more than your own family. What type of world is this, yo? But it teaches you a lot about life, and it helps you to see. It helps you to actually awaken your antennas to know that you shouldn't just be so open or um loyal to people just because of a title. Now I don't care about titles. That's what made me start moving differently. I don't give a damn about no titles. Oh, we went to school together. Oh, we did this together. Oh, we're family. Oh, we went here. Oh, I don't care about any of these titles. I move spiritually, and I deal with people based off of the energy and the respect and the love. And if that's not there, I don't care what these titles are. I'm gonna push you to the side and I'm gonna keep pushing. I don't care about these titles. A lot of people like to use titles to manipulate you and to reel you in. Oh, we were in this organization together. Oh, we did this together. Remember we did this? Oh, we family. That doesn't mean anything, yo. These titles don't mean a damn thing. Oh, we was in the same church. You should help me. Church, mosque, whatever you're into. That's what get people messed up. Got you thinking that because y'all experience a certain and specific phase of life together in a period of time, that now you owe them something. Crazy as hell. Y'all better move spiritually. Move spiritually. Don't be relying on these titles and nice words. You got to move spiritually. And as an empath, you have the ability to see through people. You always did. But you will hope people would change. You will hope people will one day wake up and start doing better because you saw better in them. But they never actually activated that. They probably never will. You will see you would see a better version of somebody in them, but you can't make people change. People have to decide on themselves to change. Can't make nobody change. You can't make anyone improve. They have to want it for themselves and do it by themselves. Remember, an issue a lot of people have is like you can see somebody and you can see the potential in someone, and you seeing that potential will make you want to like work with them to help pull out that greater version of themselves that you see in them. Like you'll want to like upgrade people because you see a upgrade in them. You see the upgraded version of who they are already in them, and you want to come in there and fix them up and get them to that point. I used to do this with some women. I see a lot of potential in some girls. A lot of women try to do that with men, try to upgrade a dude because you see something in them. But the empath has a true awakening when you start seeing everyone for who they are. And it's really not your job to try to fine tune people. You can waste a lot of energy and time trying to fine tune and upgrade other people instead of dealing with them and seeing them for who they are. And if they're not operating the way that you understand me, that benefits you and what you need to bounce. We only have time. And the empaths, the greatest care, the number one reason why the empath doesn't care anymore, because you realize you wasted time. You realize you gave precious time and energy caring, being supportive, being loving, being uplifting, being positive, being loyal to people. A lot of them just saw you again. They manipulated your empathy, a lot of these people, and they just saw you as somebody to extract from. Most of these people didn't care. Why you think you never got the energy that you really deserve in return? Because they didn't care to. The only thing they really cared about is what they could extract from you. But then they starting to care now. They starting to care because they realize they underestimated you. And the supportive one, the empathetic one, the caring one, the loving one, once you started pouring that energy into yourself, you became a star. Your life changed, you changed. You've upgraded yourself in a lot of ways, but at the same time, a lot of these people, they always saw your value. They just were afraid of the day that you realized it. A lot of these people that you were always there for, they were terrified of the one day you finally wake up and see how great you are and to stop wasting your time on them. A lot of people thought you was crazy as hell. You want to know why people thought you was crazy? They thought you were crazy because they saw who you were. So in their mind, they're like, why are you wasting your time with me? Don't you know I'm just trying? Don't you know I'm just extracting from you? Don't you know I'm just here to get what I need from you and skedaddle? And a lot of these people, they saw your value because they're like, wait, if you got all this value and energy and all this stuff, why are you wasting your time on me? Because some of these people, they themselves know that they were not worth your time. And you deserve to be with somebody way better than them. You're waking up. You're waking up. Said true, they make a bubble for their life and they want that same bubble for you versus living in their own truth. Yoko said we must shut family, everyone that mistreating us. Know your worth and move different. I did, yup. That's a fact. Akasha Relic said blessing all. Shout out to bro. Yoko said they have to go. The black sheep of the family said Muslim Suleiman, on your way up front, never look down. Oh, he said on your way up, don't ever look down. Right. Shout out to you, bro. Hit the damn. Almost caught a cramp. Shout out to Muslim Solomon. Hit the like button. Eveline said, every time I get emotional pennies from my dad, I have to literally remind myself that he could be doing way more so I can like rewrite the programming. Yeah. I used to accept the weakest gestures of love. I had to learn how to love and be loved, and I'm still learning. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna talk about your what you just talked about just now. As an empath, that could be one of the most damaging things. Here's why. When you're the type of person that when you poured your heart into a lot of people, a lot of these individuals that they didn't possess that same care in their heart, they weren't capable of loving you the way that you love them or showing up for you and the way that you showed up for them as a friend or whatever the case is, family. A lot of people, they made it up in their mind that they're going to give you the absolute bare minimum to stay in the, because they know if they don't give you anything, you're going to go. So they said, I'm gonna just give you the bare minimum. I'm going to give you just enough to make you feel something, but not enough to where I'm actually really investing into you. So they gave you breadcrumbs of affection, of intimacy, a lot of these people. It could be your own parents because it's like I'm telling y'all, as an empath, you got a lot of energy, yo. And the fact is that you cared. These people didn't care. A lot of these people were spiritually dead. They don't care about you. They don't care about anybody else. Some of them don't even really care about themselves. So I want to take your mind or your emotional state, if it's in there, to say, damn, am I not like worthy of that care? No, you're just dealing with vampires. You're dealing with mentally, emotionally, and spiritually dead people who do not possess the capacity to love you the way that you deserve to be loved. They don't even know what love really look like. So they'll sprinkle some breadcrumbs because they can tell that if they don't give you that, you won't you won't keep showing up. You'll leave. You'll stop showing up. You'll stop helping. You'll stop. So they'll it's almost like you ever watch those movies? Uh Maybe it's like Valentine's Day or something, and there'll be like flowers, like a rose or something, and they'll just keep dropping little pieces of the flowers or the rose all the way up to the steps, like, little, you know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of people, they'll just give you little cookies, little leaves, little step by step, but you're coming in with the full blown, package of being there, being supportive, being caring, being loving. And they'll just, every once in a while, they'll just drop a little cookie, a little breadcrumb to make you feel like you're the energy is being reciprocated to you, but it's not. Breadcrumbs. You got to be around people that give you the same energy in return. But the most important part of that process is walking around knowing that you deserve that. You can't get which deep down inside you don't really feel like you deserve. Um, like I said, man, I found people in my life that show me more love outside of my family, that show me way more love than my family did. Showed up for me way more than some of my family did. And it's not all. I have some, really, cool family members, great family members. It's not all family, but you just have to stop giving. That's why I said a second ago, man, you got to put God in his place as the head of your life. When you put God as the head of your life, everybody starts to just fall down and right in a place, man. Some people, even parents, a lot of people go through a lot in life. And a lot of people don't know how to love. They're so broken. A lot of people live broken. A lot of people grow in old age and they're broken. They don't know how to love anymore. They did on the inside because they're broken. So just because somebody doesn't give you the love that you want or need it, doesn't mean that you're unworthy of it. It means that they lack the capacity to give it to you. It's Joy Light said, right, we create better life than they interested. Steph Helen said, I'm sorry about confusion. I started the channel for my art. Logged in at Yeti Boobs. You're saying amazing things. Had to sub on this new account. Appreciate you. Sherry, shout out to Sherry. Sherry said, I agree. Just had this conversation this evening. I realized that some people don't have the capacity to give of themselves. They can't give from an empty cup. Those folks are emotionally dead. They're vampires, man. That's why I had to realize, and that's one of the things that's going to free you. A lot of times as an empath, as somebody that's moving in relationships, whether it's romantic, family, so-called friends. And I say so-called friends because it's rare to have a friend in this world nowadays. That's extremely rare to have an actual friend in your life that shows up for you, that wants to see you win, wants to see you be successful, want to see you happy, want to see you get rich, want to see you have a great life. That's rare. Because a lot of people that I had as so-called friends, the minute you started to shine, glow, and win in life, they got a problem. They get bitchy. all of a sudden they go ghost. Because sometimes a lot of your friendships is predicated on that person either doing better than you or you not really surpassing them or outshining them. So we got to be careful with these words. But yeah, some people just don't have the ability, man. Because if they did, they will. How do you expect a broken person to love you, care about you? Evelyn said, thank you for this. It as good as therapy, to be honest. Just the fact that you acknowledged my struggle made me emotional in a good way. I appreciate it, Evelyn. Shout out to Evelyn, man, in the chat. Yeah, this is all very therapeutic, man. It's it's a healing, but it's also a release in energy, right? And listen, when you're done, when you stop caring, when you're done, this is the greatest awakening of your life. When the empath stop caring, it's a release because deep inside of your mind, yeah, you supported people. Yeah, you've encouraged people. Yeah, you've been a big light in a lot of people's lives. You've enlightened people. You have empowered people just by your presence. There's these people in people's lives that just off of who they are as a person, they shift everything. That's you. You're a big beam of light, and a lot of people extracted that light from you. They used it, they harvested it, they use it to level up. They use it to attract things. But when you stop caring, that supply is cut. There's no more access. You don't care about being accessible because you're not trying to please anyone. You don't care about showing up for people because you just care about what you need. You're showing up for yourself. The empath has lost all care because you finally see that there's no one to care about you the way you always showed up for them. And it's a combination of being exhausted, but also the tolerance is gone. You've lost all tolerance. You don't care anymore. It's a shift happening spiritually. It's deeper than what people are experiencing. People have experienced this all the time. But the world is getting colder and colder and colder and meaner. And the empath said, I'm done, because there's an overwhelming amount of clarity in the world right now to where all the people that even tried to hide who they were, they tried to hide the fact that they didn't really care about you the way that you care for them. They tried to hide concern, when a lot of times concern was mixed with manipulation. Let me act like I'm concerned about such and such so that I can gain access to them. And after I gain access, I can use and extract. Again, not that you're not worthy of it, but you are giving all this energy to the wrong people. And you stop caring, man. It's not emotional. It's not anger. It's not like a depression. It's clarity. You're done. You don't care. You're exhausted. Your energy was drained. Your time was disrespected. And you're really telling people to go fuck themselves. This is what you call self-love, where you refuse to give your life to people that really didn't appreciate it in the first place. That's how you know you're evolving. You're entering a new life. This is a new beginning for you. The fact that you've waken up and stop playing. You got to stop playing with people out here. You have stopped playing. You're no longer giving your life, your energy, your mind, your problem solving, your encouragement, your emotional support, your spiritual energy, just your presence alone in people's lives did so much for them. And that's why they can't forget you. That's why they keep coming around. That's why they keep trying to reach you through social media, texting your phone. You getting weird text messages all day from numbers you don't know about. You getting weird emails. That's them. You getting people on your TikTok looking at you like, who are these people? That's them. They've created alternative accounts just to keep up with you because they realize your absence is like death to them. Your absence in a lot of people's lives is hitting. It's hitting hard. And a lot of people don't know how to operate without your energy, you know? So this is self-love, where you're choosing yourself, no longer tolerating neglect. You were neglected in a lot of these situations. And you refuse to pour from an empty cup. You see the empath, you know how to fill your own cup. You know how to like generate power within yourself. You know how to heal yourself spiritually. You know how to go in like a hermit type of situation, hibernation, whether it's meditation, whether it's just spending time to yourself. And you'll start to feel this energy go up inside of you, rising up inside of you, to where you feel your confidence is high, your emotional well-being is good, you feel vibrant and energetic. But a lot of y'all were interacting with vampires who only thought about taking. That's the only thing they really thought about a lot of times. What can I get? And what's the bare minimum I can give for exchange of what I can get? What's the bare minimum? Some of these people are panicking. And the reason why, because of the cold world we live in, a lot of people know, guys, a lot of people know that you're the only one. You're the one. You're the only one that will ever show up for them. You're the only one that will ever care about them, and they've lost that one supply. They've lost a supply they will never find again. But you don't care. That's their problem. Said I literally did reclaim my life too, because I was getting crazy chest pressure and back pains when I was dealing with them. These people had y'all stressed out, man. They had you stressed, depressed. That's not healthy, yo. To be sitting there giving yourself and giving away your energy to individuals that's not giving you anything back in return. And then some of these people are crazy. They'll try to make you feel like the problems that they have in their life is your problem. Like, to try to make you feel obligated to come into their life and help them. They try to make you feel like this is your job to do almost. Again, try to manipulate the situation. But it's not your job to help to really fix anyone. See, and a lot of times, we're going to end this with this. You have so much power as an empath. What I mean is this. You don't have to get anyone shit. I'm going to say it again. You don't have to give anyone shit. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe nobody nothing. You don't always have to help. You don't have to be empathetic. It's a power that you hold. Everybody has their own thing, right? Whether it's a group of people or everyday individuals. You hold so much damn power. You don't have to be empathetic. You don't have to give your care. That's a lot of energy. And you got to be really selective, because a lot of y'all are stars. And I don't mean, well, I do mean star in a celebrity type of way, but what I mean by star is you're an extremely valuable person. And a lot of these people in your past, they try to play this this wicked game with you is wicked, to where they try to make you feel like you are not that valuable or not as valuable as you think you are. And they do this to make you tolerate their neglect, to undermine you, to make you feel like almost you're not that good to pour into, but you are. They know you are, but they just never wanted you to see it. And that'll keep them from being held accountable for not pouring into the person that's doing so much for their life. And I say that to say this: you don't have to give your empathy. Your empathy is a superpower, it's a gift. A lot of people on this planet do not have the capacity to care. A lot of people walk around broken, zombies, vampires, lost. Some of them don't even have a soul. Some of the people that you look at aren't even human, in my opinion. I don't think everybody human. I think it's literally like all these like UFO extraterrestrials, and I saw clips of them hovering over like different states. I think they're down here, some of them, but they're so advanced that they knew how to clone themselves to fit in. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But your empathy is not a given. Your kindness is not a given. Your love is not a given. It should never be a given. You choose, you hold that, and you choose who you give it to. You have to be extremely more selective of who you give your energy to, and you have to not care, not give a damn about who don't like it. Oh, so you don't know me now? Oh, so you're not talking to me anymore? Oh, let them owe themselves to the upper room. Let them owe themselves. Let people be mad because they wasn't mad when you were neglected. You understand what I'm saying? And if you were to show that you were mad, they will have a problem. Let people be mad. Um, it's funny how somebody who barely gave anything to you got a problem with what you're doing and what you're not doing and why you're not showing up. Why the hell you even care? You ain't even give me anything anyways. You wasn't really getting anything out of these relationships in comparison to what you were giving. So let these people owe themselves to death. That's why the fact that you stopped caring is doing so much for you right now. You're done. It's not and not only about family relationships or whatnot, just about the world in general. When the empath, when they say they don't care anymore, that's a life statement. That's not just one situation or for a group or for a family or for dating. You're done with the world and you could really care less. You could really care less about how other people feel. But before it was the opposite. You were too considerate of how other people felt. And it was to your own detriment. When you stop caring, you don't care about whose feelings get hurt. You're not trying to please nobody. Don't be out. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Don't be out here trying to please people. Don't please anyone. Um, Let them be upset. Let them be bitter. Let them be mad that you're not showing up for them anymore. A lot of you don't even know your value. You don't even realize how valuable you are and how much power you hold and how much you can change people's lives just by being there. You gave away your gift too easily, too freely. And when you do that, you come across as cheap. You got all this damn energy, and you're like one of the best human beings that God ever made, but you playing yourself cheap. You selling yourself short, and you're discounting your value. As an empath, moving forward, as somebody that holds the capacity to love, to care, to be considerate of other people, to be understanding, you have to move. Like, you gotta know who you are, man. You gotta really love yourself and know who the fuck you are. You gotta really understand who you are and what you're working with. Not everybody deserves that damn energy. You don't give that energy out to everybody. You don't be all, you know what I mean, helping people and caring towards, You got to make people earn that with you. And that's why you got done, because you realized you did too much. You showed up too much. Um, you got to stop, man. You got to know your value, make people earn that spot in your life, and never discount it, never sell it short. And you can actually hold your empathy to do a lot of great and amazing things. I was I was texting ChatGPT, and ChatGPT said one of the greatest jobs or fields of work that's always gonna be relevant in the next couple of years moving forward is gonna be occupations or careers that require empathy, right? Because it's one of the things that's gonna be lacking so much in the world. That's another reason why empaths are now more valuable than ever before. People looking around for you. Where they at? They want to try to guilt trip you for not showing up anymore. Um, as the world becomes more digitized, there's gonna be a greater craving for human connection because we're really gonna be lacking it for the most part. Even right now, there's all type of stuff going on right now, and you don't have to interact with humans as much, but that makes human connection actually more valuable because it's the one thing that we seek, but because of this new age we're in, it's not as accessible. And that's your value. You were too accessible to those people in your past, and you wonder why the relationship didn't work the way you wanted it to, why you didn't get the treatment that you felt you deserved, why you felt disrespected in certain cases, why you feel like you wasn't getting love in certain cases. Because you've given all of your wealth, your gift, your empathy, all this good shit that God gave you, you giving it away. It's almost like it's nothing. Hold it to yourself and be very selective of who you give your energy to, because not everybody deserves that. Most people don't deserve it. I just got to be honest with you. Um, you got to be arrogant about that energy, man. It's like gold. Um, the more valuable something is, the less accessible it is. You got to be real selective, y'all. Really, really selective. Um, yeah, Yoko said, yeah, chestnut checkers. Yeah. So that's it for tonight, y'all. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Feel free to donate to the channel. Cash App, $ Randy Harlequin 3. Be done and never look back. But this is the beginning of your elevation. Your elevation is here, it starts now, and it comes from drawing a line, being done, not caring. It's good. Doesn't it feel good not to care? Doesn't it feel good not to care and stress yourself out and have all this stress and you're not sleeping the way you need to? You know what I mean? You're not feeling relaxed the way you need to because um, it's stressed out over people that come to find out ain't really tripping off you like that. Again, not because your ass ain't worth it. You're a star. You are amazing. And you have a gift, but because they don't have the capacity. Be done. Don't look back. And know that the best relationships that you will ever experience in your life are coming forward. The best situations, your life, your livelihood, business, career, etc. Everything is going up for you because you finally released that blockage. It was like you caring too much was blocking you from getting to this next phase of your life. Now you're clear. You can see everybody and everything for who they are. And you finally doing what you always should have done with your energy, which is holding it, using it to build yourself instead of letting other people harvest it, using it for yourself and nurturing it and holding it as a gift and only reserving it for the people that really deserve it. That's it for tonight, y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.